Welcome back, everybody. Today I am back in my 2025 EcoBoost Mustang. So today we finally got the first major cold front of the year. It's already December, and in the South, this is the first time the high has been in the 50s. So right now on my car, the temperature is fluctuating in the low 50s, and I'm going by degrees Fahrenheit today. And I've seen a lot of information out there on the internet that the EcoBoost motors are prone to something called heat soaking, especially in hotter temperatures when it's during the summer and stuff. So what that means is that these engines get really hot because of the turbocharger and the engine being a little bit smaller, and that makes it less powerful when the engine gets a little bit too hot. So today what I want to do is get on the road and see if running this engine in the cooler temperature outside is really going to make a significant difference like people like to claim online, or if it's just a hoax. And keep in mind, I bought this thing in the summer of 2025 when temperatures were in the hundreds down south, and I never saw the engine oil temperature, according to the car, get above the low 220s. And again, that's in degrees Fahrenheit. So today I want to see if this thing runs significantly cooler with the cooler air coming into the engine. So let's hop over to first person and put this thing to the test and see if the cold air actually makes a difference like a lot of people like to claim. And again, if you have any thoughts, comments, or questions, make sure you leave them down below in the comments. I will respond to you if you're nice and respectful. If you're jerky and rude, I will ignore you because I don't have time to deal with that. Let's hop over into first person and get this thing on the road. All right, guys, here we are in first person. Let's get this baby on the road. And to prove it to you guys, the temperature is 53 degrees. And so we can track the temperature of the engine oil. I'm going to put it on gauge detail where I can see the cylinder head temp, engine oil temp, the transmission fluid temp, the vacuum boost, and the inlet air temperature. So normally this is in the low 200s. So we're going to see today if it really makes any type of a difference with the air being a little cooler. So let's go ahead and get this thing on the road. And obviously I want to test this out on the highway, more so turn off this annoying not remote start, but this annoying auto stop start. That feature, I have complained time and time again about this feature because it's just completely unnecessary and there's no way it's doing anything useful. All right, I'm gonna put the windows down too. Hopefully they're not closing down the highway, because in this city they love to close down the highway on the weekends. All right, let's do this, baby. Let's do it. And I wish, honestly, from the first person point of view, you guys could hear the turbo squeal a little bit more, but unfortunately the GoPro just does not pick up the engine, or not the engine, but the turbo squeal as much as you hear it in real life. Got the bikes in front of me today. And I'm just gonna be running normal mode today. I'm not doing anything fancy. Jeez, it is too loud to have the windows open. All right, so I'm gonna be running normal mode today, but you can put it in whatever mode you want. Obviously, sport, track, slippery. Not really gonna be playing around with that too much. And then this guy is not gonna let me over. Try not to break the speed limit. Try not to break the speed limit on camera. So you guys are gonna make fun, but I gotta follow the laws, okay? And again, I'm not encouraging you not to follow the laws. You guys need to follow the laws on the road. If you do something stupid, you can't blame me. It is not my fault. It's your fault. All right. So I'm hitting 201 degrees on the engine oil temp. So already getting up to 200 degrees. And obviously I started, when I left my house, probably the low 100s. But because I did drive it a little bit before starting this video, geez, these people don't let me over. But since I did drive it a little bit before I started this video, that's why we started in the 190s. But I did notice that it took extra time for it to heat up than it normally would. Like when it's already 100 degrees outside, the engine heats up a lot faster. So already noticed the difference just because of the air temperature today on this car. And the first mod I really want to do on this thing is going to be the Mishimoto radiator and intercooler, because that thing does a lot better job of cooling the engine and turbocharger than the factory radiator and intercooler. The factory intercooler and radiator are not bad, I'm not complaining, but they're just not very good either. It's like right in the middle. It's like average. Could be a lot better, could be a lot worse. It's like right in the middle as far as the quality goes. So that's going to be the first thing that I plan to do if I still have this car in about 4.5 years when the factory warranty expires. And that's just because I want to try and extend the longevity of this engine. Only reason I don't want to do it right now is because I already paid so much money for this car, and I don't want to void or mess up the factory warranty. Technically, they still have to warranty the car, like if something goes bad, but they could try and find a way out of it if I start messing with the radiator and the intercooler. Like if something goes wrong with the engine, for example, they can say, oh well, it's because you messed with the radiator and intercooler. So I don't even want to open that box of worms right now. This is my daily driver, so I'm really not going to be doing any serious modding to this thing until after the factory warranty expires, just because I don't want to void that warranty. And again, that's a big reason why I bought this thing brand new, is so I could get that full factory warranty that I just wouldn't get if I bought a used Mustang. You know, like if I bought a year or two old, I'm losing out on a year or two of factory warranty, which I really didn't want to do. Didn't want to take my chances with that. So that's a big reason why I bought brand new. And I just recently hit 3,000 miles in this car. Right now I'm at 3,160 miles. If you guys missed the 3,000 mile review in this exact car, I'll leave a link up to that video right now and also down below in the description so you guys can check it out. But what I'm gonna do is try and get down to this bridge, which should be coming up here pretty soon, and then we're gonna go ahead and give it some gas, see if we can heat up this engine. So already I'm at 206 degrees Fahrenheit. All right, here we are hitting the bridge. Not gonna do anything too crazy for y'all. Again, I gotta follow the traffic laws. But this bridge here, if you guys have been watching it, you know this is like where I film pretty much every video at this point, just because I have so much fun on this darn thing. All right. So I'm not gonna push it too hard, hitting 60 miles an hour. I think, honestly, I don't even know what the speed limit is on this bridge. I think it's either 60 or 70. So just to be safe, I'm gonna stay under 70 here. Because I don't wanna get myself in trouble, all right? I'm sure y'all can understand that, but love the view on this thing. And it's just absolutely breathtaking right now with the clouds. It's been nice not getting so much sun for the last few days, it being a little bit cooler. See what I'm saying? Old dumpy Toyota Prius driving way too fast. But anyways, super nice and breathtaking. I've had a really good time driving this thing, especially in the fall when the weather gets a little bit cooler, because I can actually put the windows down and it not be 100-degree air hitting my face on the highway. All right. Honestly, I haven't even seen any speed limit signs on this bridge, so it's gonna assume that there's no speed limit. No, I'm just kidding, but they really need to put some speed limit signs on this bridge, because I honestly have no idea what the speed limit is here. I'm assuming it's 60 or 70, but I honestly have no idea. Come on, guys, you can go faster than 50 here. Come on now. There's no in between with people, I swear. It's either too fast or too slow. No in between on this one, but that's all you can get. we're still, geez, I don't know when the speed limit is gonna go up. You guys can see the sign right there, 55 on the interstate. We're gonna take it down a little bit until we get to the 70, because I want 70. All right, I see it up there, 70. I could be wrong, because I'm getting up to 215 already, and even when the air was hotter, I really wasn't getting much worse than that. So I could just be wrong. It could be like some kind of placebo effect when the air is hot versus when it's cold. Obviously, even if the air is really hot on the highway, it might not make as much of a difference as I thought, to be quite honest, just because the air is moving so fast and I'm getting so much into the engine. There's so much traffic today. I don't know what's going on. Like a grand event out here or something. Yeah, but see, now the engine already cooled back down a little bit. So now we're at 213. So now we're at 215 because I gassed it a little bit, which would make sense. All right, we're gonna take it down one more exit today. See how hot I can get this thing. I can hear that turbocharger spooling up when I give it some gas. So we'll go down one more exit. I was gonna get off here, but I won't. I'll go down one more. Don't wanna push it past 75 because it's gonna be too fast. Don't wanna be breaking the speed limit. So we'll slow down, give it some gas. Maybe if we start from a lower rate of speed and gas it a little bit more, it'll get a little hotter. So let's slow down here to 60 and then we'll gas it. Yeah, so that definitely heated up the engine, but I mean, obviously me flooring it is gonna heat up the engine a little bit. So I'm at 217. So now I'm starting to think that it is making a little bit of a difference, because when the air was hotter, I was running in the 220s. Seem to remember that. I could be wrong at this point, so if I am, don't hold it against me. But I remember driving up this same road when the air was a little bit hotter, I was running in the 220s, below 220s. So I mean, even if that's the case, that's what, maybe a 5 to 8 degree difference. I mean, it's not significant. So honestly, I'm unsure. I was really sure at the start of this video that the cooler air would make a big difference, but now I'm not so sure anymore, to be honest with you guys. So let me know your experience down below in the comments. That is going to be it today. Couldn't get it up to 220. Obviously wasn't pushing it super hard, but I usually don't push it past about 70, 75, just because I don't want to risk getting a ticket and I don't want to break the law. But actually didn't really make that big of a difference, to be quite honest with you guys. I thought it was going to make a much bigger difference. So we're back to 215, but I'm going slow now, so that would make sense. All right guys, but that's going to be it for today. So honestly didn't make as big of a difference as I thought. Let me know your experience, especially if you currently drive or have driven an EcoBoost engine before. Let me know your experience down below in the comments. I thought the cold air was going to make a much bigger difference. It seems to cool down a little bit faster, but it's honestly not getting, you know, it's not a lot cooler. I thought I was going to be like, you know, 15 to 20 degrees cooler with the 50 degree air out today. We're at 51 degrees right now, but really only made about a 5 to 8 degree difference. So maybe the radiator and the intercooler is better than I was giving Ford credit for. But let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. That is going to be it for today. Appreciate you guys going along on that drive with me, and I'll see you guys soon in another video.